Hey there, my name is Anthony Romano, and this video is going to tell you about the one tiny little thing that is ruining your fitness goals no matter what they are. Okay, this video is going to teach you a lot, and it's going to open a doorway. It's going to open a rabbit hole for you to dive down. And you can get a lot of the answers within that rabbit hole from my other videos, but I'm going to teach you a lot that's going to open the floodgates to all the little problems you might be having on any sort of fitness approach or diet technique. So, what I want to talk about in this video is the main thing my page stands for, which is sophisticated fitness. Okay, so I make a lot of videos on fasting, keto, nootropics, all these other, funky health and wellness type stuff. But the number one thing I want to do is cut through all the bullshit of most of the modern fitness information, if you can call it that. Okay, so the number one problem is this. Oh, sorry, it's this. Just kidding, it's actually this. So what does that even mean? Well, there's a pack of Tic Tacs, okay? Nothing wrong with Tic Tacs, nothing wrong with mints, okay? I talk about keto and fasting and stuff, and of course there's sugar, and obviously that's not keto friendly, but I'm talking separate from keto. This is, a little insight to all the foods we're eating because of what's written on this side, which I'll get into in a moment, okay? Basically, I was given this at a breakfast meeting I went to this morning, right? They just gave us some mints on the way out. Harmless, right? Turns out the most harmless things that we write off actually do the most damage. So I had a keto breakfast, which I have a picture of here. There's plenty of ways to eat out when you're, on a ketogenic diet. So don't be afraid of that. And I have other videos on that. But like I said, the main thing I want to promote here is sophisticated fitness. That's what I'm trying to promote, because most of the fitness content out there is just count your macros. All that matters is protein, carbs, fat, but it ignores what is actually in a product. So, if you're not somebody who's doing a keto diet, that's fine. Have sugar and stuff like that. But don't worry about just only the macro side of things, okay? You need to worry about the micro details. And this Tic Tac packet is your little insight into all of that, okay? So what do you think is in these Tic Tacs? Take a guess, right? Sugar, and that's probably it, right? Sugar and menthol, right? Now, what we got here is sugar, maltodextrin, rice starch, gum arabic, fructose, natural and artificial flavors, aka sulfate, potassium, aspartame, but they don't have to list it because it's not over a certain amount. And then magnesium stearate, which is kind of like a filler, carnauba wax. So there are multiple problematic ingredients in there, which I'm going to get into. But the point is, if this was just sugar and menthol, and then whatever, to make it Tic Tac shaped, then this would not be a problem, okay? It just, our body can handle sugar. It's not meant to handle all these other ingredients. Like example, maltodextrin, the fastest digesting sugar, the one that's going to raise your blood sugar the most. So this is something that's going to make you very hungry. Okay, rice starch. A starch in general is typically used to sweeten things. It often indicates, there was some sort of syrup used to, again, increase that blood sugar kick you get from eating food. Another one, for example, is fructose, because I'm not going to get into the artificial flavors. I have a whole video on the sweeteners and all the problems there. But fructose is the biggest problem that is in everything, okay? And if you're watching my videos because of keto stuff, you know that everything contains sugar because they use it to sweeten foods and get more of this, addictive behavior going. So fructose is the type of sugar that gets digested in your liver, and it is the most addictive of all the sugars. Now, I can go through the rest of these ingredients, okay? I can go through, how magnesium stearate has been shown to have problems in certain capsules and, other things like that. But the point is, there's nothing wrong with mints. There's nothing wrong with candy, as long as we're talking about candy. Now, obviously, high amounts of sugar can cause oxidative stress and problems, but the point is, high amounts of sugar and nothing else is a lot better than having large amounts of this combination of processed crap. Now, is it going to harm you to have a packet of Tic Tacs? No. But the thing is, Having this little thorn in the side is going to make you hungrier. It's going to mess with your natural levels of rhythm, okay? It's going to spike that blood sugar up, increase that insulin, keep you perpetually hungry, which, if you watch my keto stuff and fasting stuff, you know the reason those techniques work so well is because they allow you to tap into an abundant energy source as fat. And sugar can then be used properly, okay? Even if you're somebody who wants to have a high carb diet, that's fine. Just cut out the bullshit. And essentially, the dark truth is that this stuff is just scratching the surface. Everything that's in here is doubled down and in everything else. So most of the foods have this stuff times 10, okay? And in much more problematic amounts than simply a packet of Tic Tacs, okay, after a breakfast meal. So what you should aim to do is, watch the rest of this video to learn more about that, and watch more of my other videos to learn how to avoid these things, because the problems these things can cause is they mess up fat loss diets. They mess up your mental focus and your energy throughout the day, because when you have a blood sugar spike, and you have this volatility of the hormone insulin, even your neurotransmitters cannot function properly in the presence of a jacked up insulin surge, which, if you watch my video on increasing willpower through food choices, you'll learn a little bit more about that as well. So essentially, the other ingredients in here that could be problematic are not even the main function of this video. The main function of this video is to get you to look at the ingredient section that doesn't just say macronutrients, okay? That doesn't just say, oh, it only has this much sugar. It matters more where the sugar is coming from, what it's going to do to your blood sugar, right? Your blood glucose, what that actually is going to have in terms of a hormonal response on your body, okay? Because the hormonal response is what's going to actually stop fat burning. It's what's actually going to stop smoothness of thought. So overall, this is an insight into one little piece of the puzzle that does a lot more damage than you think it does, okay? Anybody know the 80-20 Pareto law? The things that are causing 80% of the damage come from 20% of the input, okay? It's the same, that's a universal law, but think about it, okay? The little details can fuck you up big time. All right, go watch my other videos if you want personal coaching, because one thing I actually do for my personal coaching is I interact with my clients sometimes when they're at the grocery store, and they literally send me pictures of, hey, this sauce or this sauce, and I go, bam, go for this one, right? So essentially, there's ways around this, and you can educate yourself and try to build up this database in your head of things that you want to avoid by watching my videos, or you can go to my consulting on my website, or my coaching, or my group coaching, and I can be there with you every step of the way. So I hope this was informative to you, regardless of what dieting approach or wellness approach you like doing. Pay more attention to the details. That's it. Peace. And also follow my Instagram. Now peace. And also subscribe now. Okay, now peace.